I can't do this. I literally can't do this. Shoot me! This guy is like a professional reviewer of games. Is this IGN? What's good, everybody? So I have been linked this video by Psyche so many times the past couple of days to react to it and to watch it, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to react to someone's review, like whatever. And I've heard it's pretty interesting and people kind of disagree with it and it's whatever, but as you guys know, I like to keep things fair, unbiased. I don't like to let other people's opinions sway me. I haven't seen anybody else's reaction. I have not seen any part of this review so far, and I'm someone who has played Duet Night Abyss. I grinded to trial rank 55 pretty quickly. I took a couple days break because I realized it was messing with my sleep schedule and I literally wasn't sleeping or eating right. So I took a break for a few days. I'm gonna come back to it this week, but I'm pretty knowledgeable on Duet Night Abyss, as you guys know, so I'm interested to see from a hardcore player's experience perspective of this review of Duet Night Abyss. So let's give it a watch.
Duet Night Abyss has just launched, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's all that impressive. The game boasts one of the first mobile games that was formerly a gacha.
Whip. Okay, you know what? If that's how it feels, okay. Some people might say that this is poisoning the well before the reviewers even began. Some people might say bro's just giving his opinion. We'll find out what exactly that might be.
But transition to a gacha-less model afterwards, with the incentives that it's a game that respects your time and no fear of missing out in its mechanics. It certainly sounds a bit too good to be true, and let's be real here. It is. Hi, my name is Psyche, and I'll be breaking down.
It is too good to be true. How? Okay. Already I'm confused. Because you could literally get all the characters for free pretty quickly. Something ain't computing in my brain already. Okay, listen. It's only been a minute. It's fine.
Each of DNA's features and let you know what I think if it's good or bad for the future of gacha games. However, despite all of what was promised, the thing I think DNA will struggle with the most is something more ingrained in its design and not actually related to the monetization or farming mechanics. So today I have a lot to say about this potential future giant indie gacha gaming space. Let's get right down to it. First, there's something I would like to address. Duet Night Abyss is certainly taking gacha game graphics to the next level. Since it's developed on Unreal Engine, you can expect performance to be a bit hit or miss. This game is also teetering on what mobile phones can handle. I will not be...
I wish the character models were a bit better in DNA. I said this in my review also, that I wish the fidelity of the models was a bit more increased. But I think the environments are okay. I don't think they're anything mind-blowing, but I think they're definitely putting in the effort. And I think 1.1 is going to be even better. Like, we've seen the teasers for it, so they're definitely leaning in the right direction.
Commenting on the performance for the remainder of the review, but to my knowledge, it suffers from occasional performance issues on certain PCs at the moment, and I shudder to think what those playing on a phone will be like. Now, I don't do any of the technical side and do any benchmarking here, but I did run a quick test on my own phone to see what it's like. And a question you might ask is, what the hell are you running the game on to get it this smooth? Well, it can be none other than the Red Magic 11 Pro.
Is this an ad? Oh my god, it's an ad! Oh, he baited me! Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. That was good. Okay, you know what? Smooth segue. You know what? Psyche, I give you props for that. Smooth fucking segue. You know what?
Which also happens to be the sponsor of this video.
Yep.
The Red Magic series of gaming phones is a brand that I've purchased with my own money.
How long is this sponsor? Oh my god, it's a minute. Oh my god, it's a 1.5 minute sponsor. Oh my god. Okay.
Pro. Use the link in the description or pinned comment for more information.
Go grab the Red Magic Pro.
Thank you to Red Magic for sponsoring the review. And now, let's return to the video. Duet Night Abyss is developed by Pan Studio and published by Hero Games, which to my understanding are relatively small in scale, and this game must have taken a pretty big cut out of their budget. Anyways, after a lengthy campaign of over 2 years, the game is finally out. What was supposed to be a game that had the traditional approach of a stamina system and gacha banners has changed to something we've never seen before. I guess we'll start with an overview of the game.
Never seen before? I mean, the concept of it we've seen before, but we've never seen a gacha like this go from gacha to non-gacha. That's true. That's true. But I think the concept, I think that's what he's trying to say. If I'm being charitable, that's what he means to say. We've never seen a gacha like that go to be completely non-gacha. I think it's unreasonable to suggest that he thinks we've never seen a non-gacha game before, because like Warframe exists, right? So I'd like to assume he's not that stupid.
I read the story when I was playing during its first closed beta test, and I thought it was pretty good. The game features a dual narrative approach, so the two protagonists are not just versions or alter egos of each other, but rather completely different people with their backstories. It's also pretty refreshing to see a gacha protagonist not have the typical amnesia trait where they're a blank slate. It's definitely one of the better gacha game stories I've gone through, well, in terms of 3D gachas at least. I think some of the facial animations still look a little bit off for the NPCs,
Sure.
but for the most part, the presentation is fine. They're probably pretty proud of that intro fight scene. I would like to also give a quick shout out to the music. The track variety is impeccable and are all beautiful.
OST is really good, especially when you're with Berenica and you are like running out of like the area for the first time, like your old home, and the music kicks in. It's absolutely like wild, so good. I love that sequence for some reason, and I need the name of that OST because I want to use it in stuff. It's so good. So far, he's right on this.
Composed. Sometimes takes a page straight out of Nier Automata, which happens to feature my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. As for the gameplay, you can only on-field one character at a time, but I suppose the game was trying to go for a more co-op approach in the late game with different roles like support, DPS, and healers. You can equip one melee and ranged weapon, all with their different variations. Worth mentioning that every character can use every weapon, though the element the weapon attacks are infused with will still match the character's element. When you use left click, you swing the weapon, and holding right click fires the gun. There's all sorts of moves and combos you can do, like attacks right after a slide, when slamming down, when holding or pressing attack repeatedly. You have a dodge move to evade enemy attacks, a slide to initiate a helix leap, though I struggle to see why you would ever use the slide by itself. You have a shield meter above your health and an energy gauge.
Because it's cool. No, it's right. I've never used a slide outside of just doing it for a leap ever.
To use your skill or alt attack. I found most of the content in the game to be pretty easy, as long as you level up, whoever used the slide by itself. You have a shield meter above your health and an energy gauge to use your skill.
It's called Sanity. Do you even play the game? Do you even play the game if you're not calling it Sanity? I'm joking.
Or alt attack.
Obviously.
I found most of the content in the game to be pretty easy. As long as you level everyone to an acceptable range, you can just spam left click to get through it. There's some miscellaneous activities you can do in the overworld, like fishing.
Miscellaneous. Sorry, I'm being such a pedantic. I'm gonna carry on.
Shooting minigames, and catching Genimon. I didn't really get too deep into it, but some of the Genimon can have some unique effects, like picking up enemy drops at a longer range.
Boxy,
when you're not doing co-op, you can set two other AI companions to fight alongside you, but co-op content will take one of those AI slots away for every extra player. I should also mention that DNA is not marketed as an open world game, but rather an RPG with open world elements.
It is not open world. It has like open levels, but it's not open world.
You can.
The world's actually quite small compared to like the other open world gacha games. It's open level. It's pretty small.
Really do a lot of crazy things out in the wild, though sometimes you'll come across hidden chests and minigames. Just don't count on exploration being a big part of your experience here. There's also the impression system, where you have a list of 6 personalities.
I mean, there's a certain amount of like it's not exploration in the sense of like Wuthering Waves or Genshin. It's more like Honkai Star Rail. I'd kind of equate it to, of like there are still things you need to explore the map for and get your chests and get your Genimon. So there is a level of exploration, but like I said, it's not very big or a lot.
Traits, and choosing certain dialogue will increase one. When you perform a check, you roll a dice. The higher that stat, the higher the chance to succeed. I don't really think this matters all that much, and you can also just create the dice currency in the forging menu, so you can just keep trying again. But anyways,
yeah, but do you know what it uses? It uses one of these gold sands and whatever these crystals is. These take so long to make. If you forged weapons in Duet Night Abyss, you know that these two materials like actually are a pain. So to say, oh, you can just forge them and it's really easy to have so many tries, you don't really want to be using your dice because these take so long to craft and you will need them for other things like forging weapons. So really, like, the skill check options for dialogue are kind of like important to that extent, because you don't want to be using up so many dice. So it's good to like do your side quests and make sure you like even out all your skill points. That's what I do. I try and like even it out where I can, and I'm at a point where like I can do most of the rolls and the roll checks and they're all fine. Usually if you do that, most of your roll checks you'll be able to do. It's not really like much of an issue at all. There's only like one time I had to do it like twice and I was like, oh my god. Apart from that, you should be fine. But yeah, don't tell people to forge dice. It's not worth it. It's really not. So don't do that. That's like a big absolutely do not do.
In the forging menu, so you can just keep trying again. But anyways, enough about the gameplay. Let's talk about the main attraction. So, one of Duet Night Abyss's main attractions is the promise of a no stamina system, respecting the player's time, they said. You can farm whenever you want. Is all of that actually true? Let's see. Heading into the combat tab, you'll access many different commission types.
This is gonna get interesting, isn't it? This is gonna get interesting. Hang on, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna load up my playtime in Duet Night Abyss. I'm going to load up my playtime in Duet, because I can see my playtime. Why? Because I use Epic Games. I use Epic Games for Duet Night Abyss, okay? And I'm able to track my playtime. How much playtime do I have? I have, okay, bearing in mind, you might have to shave off like 10 hours. Shave off 10 hours because of like just having it open in the background. Let me share my whole screen for a minute. Can you see my whole display? You see this? 93 hours. You could see your playtime in game. Well, you can see it here in my Epic Games. Around 93 hours. Just so y'all aware.
To complete for loot drops. All sorts of goodies can be farmed here, such as XP for your characters or weapons, demon wedges as the relic system for set bonuses, ascension material, and wins to farm for new characters and weapons. You can do these alone or in co-op, and some will take longer than others. In theory, if you wanted to max out a character, you can just grind for hours and you'll be able to achieve just that. So, the lack of stamina is a good thing, right?
It takes around, I'd say on average, 90 minutes to go from having nothing to having a character. If you can just like buy their secret letter clues, like, and you have enough to do that, I'd say it takes like at most 90 minutes. Maybe like, and maybe even less than that, maybe like an hour. An hour to 90 minutes max, I believe, is what it would take to get a character. I think 90 minutes is actually the high end of how long it would take. So it's not that long at all. Like, compared to people grinding out like 10 Primo Gems or Stellar Jades at a time in other games, or Astrites, I actually think this is very reasonable.
Well, in my opinion, not really. When you do a normal commission, you can use a booster to increase...
If you, especially with secret letter clues, if you get, what is it, dispatch, where you only have to like take down the 3 like central like control points and then you win, you could do those like mega quick. Like, you're talking like an hour less for those ones.
Increase the drop rate of rewards for that run. With some of the better boosters,
you could do it really quickly
times
if you
rewards.
if you're
the problem is that you have to buy these with premium currency. While you can make the argument that this is still better than having a stamina system since you can just farm whenever you want, you also have to come to terms that someone that's willing to pay a little extra will progress faster than you, even though you both put in the same amount of effort. Whether this bothers you is purely subjective. No stamina system also means that you don't get player XP.
This is also the same... Hang on, wait. This is also the same in gacha games where you can like max refresh. Is it not? Wait, is this not the same thing? Hey, if you spend money, you can max refresh and do more. In this game, if you spend money, you can get more XP books. You can do 200% more, 800%. That's always existed. It's always existed. And guess what? You could just continue playing. In a gacha game, there's a limit. There's a hard limit. Unless you want to spend money, there is literally a hard limit, but you can just keep going if you want to. Will other people pay to win? Win what? One more like intron on their Lisbel? Okay, who cares? You'll just get that next week or tomorrow. Like, At a certain point, there's a ceiling, right? Like, what do we... I don't understand. Is it really a problem? Does anyone really care that much? Like, does anyone really care? Here's my thing about it. And why I really don't think it's that much of a problem. If you can, like, do basically all the content in the game without reaching, like, level 60... or having to massively grind every single character, what's the problem, right? Like, you could do all of immersive theater, or at least to, like, almost, like, Act 12. I'm almost finished it, right? And I've not even, like, level 60'd yet. I haven't maxed out all these characters. I haven't farmed them to oblivion. And I basically can do almost all the content the game's given right now. I'd say that's a W in a span of, like, a week of playing. I'd say that's a lot.
From just completing commissions. You can check what activities give player XP, but since the better commissions drop mats at a higher rate, you want to raise that level quick. Also, one extra kudos I gotta give is that the game lets you equip the same Demon Wedge on multiple characters or weapons. So, since you're gonna need like 20 of these per character, that's at least one less thing to worry about. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the character and weapon system now. You have to get the secret letter currency, then buy the secret letter of the character or weapon, then run the covert commission for the chance for their shard to drop. I'm not going to explain all of it in detail again since I did it in the sponsored video. Anyways, 30 of it equals 1 copy of them. In short, I think the system is good, but not as good as you think. First, I'd like to point out that you can...
Why? I think it's pretty nice. I like it. I do quite like it.
Skip the grind with the premium currency. This will cost you around $50 with some leftover, assuming you have the first top-up bonus. Do I have a problem that you can skip the grind with real money? No, not really. If you consider that if you were to try using top-up packs to guarantee a 5-star end of conventional gacha...
It's like, because I have done that, it's like 3,280 Foxine plumes, which is around like 20 quid-ish.
Game, you're likely gonna have to spend upwards of a couple $100. So $50 in that context, not so much.
Sorry, $50. I'm thinking with the top-up bonus.
Much anymore. However, you also have to keep in mind that each character has 6 dupe levels, and they all requires 30 shards each. Because the shards are earnable in-game, this gives adepts and dedicated players room to make the dupe levels drastic increases to the character's strength, and defend that you can just grind it for free, so there's no problems here. That may be true, except you have to factor in the amount of time you have to spend to do it, and will everyone have that much time on their hands?
Yeah, it's just not okay, it's not that long, plus you don't need to do that. That's the crazy thing, like, you don't need to do it. Are the dupes drastic? Yeah, if you want cracked out characters, go grind them, go have fun. If you, this game is meant, I feel this game is meant to be, turn your brain off, have fun. I'm going to be honest, this isn't meant to be a super hardcore, difficult game that's like super, no, go grind to your heart's content, have cracked out characters, go do whatever, right? But you don't need to do that. You can do things with like Intron 0 or 1 characters pretty fine. You can do all of like immersive theater with I0 characters pretty much. You don't need to worry about just because it exists doesn't mean you have to do it. Right? Like that's literally the whole point. Just because I6 exists doesn't mean that that's what you have to grind for.
This is of course not including all the other ways you can upgrade the character, and acquiring weapons also has a similar grinding system. I should also mention that the rate in which you get the secret letter clues is limited. While you still can farm these at a slower rate by manually farming, it's just another process you have to go through to get what you want. The lack of a stamina system—
I will say, you do have to be more cautious of your secret letter clues and be a bit more picky of what it is of who it is that you want. I think that's fair and valid. I think that's a valid point, because you can't I6 everyone. That's not going to be possible. So pick the characters you really like and then grind for them if you want. But just be mindful in future, it may be harder to get secret letter clues because we're not at the beginning of the game and we're giving lots of resources for free. So maybe pace yourself a bit. That's why I'm not grinding out I6 Lin right now that a lot of people are doing. I'm not doing that. I'm taking my time. I'm not grinding dupes of characters just yet because I want to wait. So you never know. But it's not, even then, I don't think it's that bad. If you're logging in every day, if you're playing the game like you would like a normal gacha, you're not gonna be like immensely resource starved. right? But maybe if you're someone who like plays casually every couple days, maybe don't just like use all your secret letter clues all at once, is what I'm saying.
Some is honestly a double-edged sword, if you ask me. In a normal gacha game, you press
I'm simply saying maybe just don't blow them all at once if you're someone who isn't going to play like every day or pretty often, is really what I'm saying.
one button to spend your stamina to farm for all you can, then you're done for the day and you can spend your time doing other things. You do this every day or whenever you can. It's quick sessions of stimulus that expose you to just enough to form a habit and slow down your progression. From a player retention perspective, it works great and probably why the vast majority of mobile games have them. It will continue to have them in the foreseeable future. On the other hand, when you do the exact same thing over and over again for 3 hours, you're going to experience burnout, even if you can fully complete the 6 dupe level.
This is a purely player, like, self-inflicted problem. This is a self-inflicted issue. Like,
in like 2 hours, that's still going to be a lot of time for some people. Plus, given that dupes are drastic power increases, it can often feel that if you don't complete the farming for the dupes, the character feels incomplete. I imagine
I've never felt that. I've never felt that. Nor is anyone feeling forced to get dupes. People get dupes because they want to, and they want to grind for them. It's, if you are getting burnt out, I played for like 100 hours fucking straight. I didn't sleep properly. I got like 2 hours sleep to catch up, got to trial rank 55. Once I did, and I did immersive theater to like act 12, 13, I stopped playing for a couple of days. I took a break. Shoot me! I took a break for like 2-3 days. Is that crazy? Wow, because I didn't want to get like burnt out of the game. Like, it's a self-inflicted problem. It's not the game's fault.
what will inevitably happen is that people will optimize.
Also, yeah, like, he is playing Randy the whole time. He's the only Randy main I've ever seen. He's playing a defense, I'm pretty sure he's defense based, right? He's playing a defense-based character. No wonder you think he feels like shit. Like, doesn't he scale off defense? Or why would... I was thinking that for a while, like, he's playing Randy a lot, and then now he is saying characters just don't feel great unless you get the I6. Brother, you're playing the defense-based character in the game.
The hell out of this game. Fastest farming routes, fastest teams to do mission types, fastest commission types to run. I tried to unlock a few characters and I was able to unlock a copy of Sybil in like 30 minutes. Now, since the covert...
Also, Sybil unfortunately sucks too, so bro has like the two like worst characters in the game. Bro leveled the two worst characters in the game, Sybil and Randy. Oh no. Yeah. I'm not surprised you felt that the characters were a bit shit. I'm not surprised you felt the characters were a little bit arse when you decide to get dupes of the worst characters of the fucking game. Sybil's, her kit's just not as good as the others. Maybe dupes she's fine. Maybe dupe she's fine. I don't know.
Commissions refresh every hour. This means you can wait until you
I played the worst characters in the game and had an awful time. That's what it's kind of like.
See a mission type that's way shorter to complete. I think the best one out right now is the dismantle mission type. You can basically zoom across the map and delete the 3 beacon points in less than a minute.
Or you just use MC, you press E and you stand in one spot and then it's done in 10 seconds.
I found this to be extremely efficient in farming the shard, and even though part of it does come down to luck, this is what I would do if I wanted to unlock a character fast. I couldn't care less about playing these levels. These are just the means to get what I want, and
you could also do it quicker by getting the deft trait on your Genimon, on your Boxy, so you don't have to do that. So you cut the time down by like a quarter.
I want to get past this chore as fast as I can. Circling back to the topic of player retention, for anything that requires a concentrated amount of brain usage, you're gonna get exhausted both mentally and physically. Even though you know that the game is fun, you're also likely to mentally associate your exhaustion as a consequence of playing the game. If you take a look at numerous surveys, the average gaming
So you're saying people will have bad feelings towards the game because they don't have the discipline to stop playing because they're grinding too much. So they're gonna associate the game with being bad. Again, this is like a self-inflicted problem. Who cares? I don't fucking care if Jimmy down the fucking street has played Duet Night Abyss for 48 hours straight, slept for 2 hours, is now upset that he feels like shit and is annoyed at the game because he hasn't slept for 2 fucking hours. Do I care? No. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, what? Like, why are you bringing this to my attention? It's not my problem. It's no one else's problem. It's just whoever is burning out is the problem. It's just a self-inflicted problem. And I don't think that's a reflection of the game. If anything, I'd see it as a positive. The game is so addictive, you just can't put it down. That's a tagline for them. That's how you spin something like that. Oh, poor Jimmy, he only got 2 hours worth of sleep because he was playing that Duet Night Abyss all night. Oh, thank fuck! Oh, are games making people sleep deprived? The game you cannot put down! It's just so good, I can't stop. Just like me and your mother last night. Like, that's literally... That's like a good thing. If I was the devs of the game, I'd be like rubbing my hands together like, yes! Like, what? What are we saying?
Session for a mobile user is around 5 minutes. Now you might argue, well, DNA is not a mobile game. Okay, well, did you know that the platform distribution for
It needs to be on console.
players in Genshin Impact, which many would agree to be the benchmark of the gacha industry, about
They play 4 to 6 minutes because gachas don't have content to play. Yet mobile games is just like middle-aged men and women playing Candy Crush and the younger people doing their pulls on Genshin Impact or Honkai for like 10 minutes and then fucking off. But it's people doing their dailies and leaving. Of course, they're not going to play as much as like PC gamers. And, you know,
about 65% of players are on mobile. A large portion of the player base for these games are on their phones. You can see how we might be running into a problem here. Mobile games are designed for quick bursts of playtime during your breaks or lunch. It was never meant to be played for prolonged periods.
I love how he's using Chaos Zero Nightmare as an example. When I was in Austin on vacation with a bunch of other gacha creators, these people were playing Chaos Zero Nightmare, I shit you not, for like 3 hours at a time while we weren't doing anything. Bro, this is the worst example of B-roll to fucking use. People have been playing Chaos Zero Nightmare for hours upon hours every single fucking day. Why is he using this game as an example? People only play for short bursts. People can't put this game down either. What do we mean? And this is way more like a mobile gaming friendly of a game than Duet Night Abyss. That's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, if you will. Whether or not DNA's system will backfire is anyone's guess. Now you might be wondering, alright genius, if you think both having stamina or not having it are bad ideas, then what do you suggest? Oh, I got a suggestion, alright, but it's never going to be implemented. I propose that you just need to get rid of all the methods to upgrade a character. You don't need to farm materials to level or ascend them. You don't need to level or ascend weapons. Get rid of the Demon Wedge system. Get rid of leveling skills. When you get a character, you can passively level them from running stages, but that's it. When you get a weapon, you already have it at the strongest point it can be. Your skills can be passively leveled or
Guys, I want to start a cooking show, but I'm not going to show you like the ingredients or like how to bake. I'm just going to do, hey guys, today I'm going to make a carrot cake. And then I just open the fucking oven and I take the carrot cake out. And I'm like, here you go. What a great, hey, you get the reward really quickly and then you could just eat the cake and enjoy it. It's like you're playing the, like, what he's suggesting is like removing the What makes the game the game? This is a game where you grind for resources to progress characters. That's literally the point. That's literally the point. Like, the point of this game is to grind resources to make your characters better. You remove the grinding the resources and it's just replaying the same stage. People get enjoyment from these kinds of games, from that progression, and finally getting the materials you need to finally... Is it for everybody? No. No, it's not for everyone, because some people don't want that. Some people would love to just run the content, just run the stages, and everyone gets leveled passively. There are some people who like that kind of game, and there are some people who like the fact that, oh, I have to get like 8 more for my skills and then do that, so I have to run this like 3 times, and then I could finally... That's how a lot of these mobile games have always been, and a lot of people like that. You get rid of that core aspect of this game, like the actual grind, in a grinding game, you're removing the game. Like you're legitimately making the game worse. You're making the game more boring. The game would have to completely change, and it would just have to become an RPG. You're essentially saying, let's take this grinding mobile game and turn it into like fucking, I don't know, Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like, what do we... Like, it's just a different game at that point. I don't get it. I don't understand this. We should add a resource recovering over time that you could use to level up character in 1-minute runs. Yeah, I just don't understand this. I don't understand this logic, like, at all. Because you are asking the... Like, I know how to make this game better. Completely change everything about what makes this game a game. Okay, smart ass. Like, well fucking done. I'm gonna start a cooking show where I don't show you how to bake the fucking cake, I just show you it. Like, what are we doing?
Unlocked as a flat version that doesn't change. No RNG gear system as well. You can switch between different skill sets.
What?
No RNG gear system as well. Can be passively leveled or unlocked as a flat version that doesn't change. No RNG gear system as well.
What's RNG about demon wedges? You know what you're getting. There's literally you don't get RNG on crit rate or crit damage. You know exactly what you're getting when you obtain them and level them up. Huh? Unless you're talking about RNG on actually doing like the commission itself. That's what I hope he's implying. I'm going to assume he's not being this silly.
You can switch between different
in getting them, but they're not that hard to get. That's the thing. They're not that hard to get. The thing that takes a long time with demon wedges is getting copies of them. That's the difficult part. Not the RNG-ness of the actual like demon wedge. It's the amount of time it takes to get the copies. Unless you want to talk about the gold weekly bounties, which he could mention right now, and that would be a valid point that I would agree with. Like, you want to talk about like the actual weekly bounties, that could be kind of frustrating and annoying. But the counterpoint to that is you don't actually need them for your characters to be strong enough to do the content. I.e., look at immersive theater, for example. So, let's see.
Skill sets, but you don't need to grind for this. I think the only way you can solve the stamina issue is to just remove what you are using it for. Obviously, for mobile games that incentivize daily logins, this absolutely cannot happen. So my suggestion will just forever be that. I would also like to comment on the gacha list system.
Then it's not a suggestion. Like, I don't mean to be a dick. I genuinely don't mean this to be like an asshole. That's one of the worst suggestions. It's not a suggestion. It's just an unfathomable idea it's a pipe dream that could never happen. And I don't even think it would make the game better either. You made a suggestion that makes the game worse and would never happen. I couldn't think of a worse suggestion, because it's not one. Like, how can we not like listen to what we're saying and I know what we want to do for the game, take everything that makes the game a game and remove it, and oh boy, damn. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna be mean. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but let's engage our brain for a minute.
Well, despite not having a stamina system, you'll still be barred by the rate you can acquire them. This system is great if you have a lot of time to game and find the grind to be addicting. I'm sure there will be a crowd for it. I overall think this
Yes, and that's who will play the game. Isn't that crazy that a game is tailored to some kind of niche community so that they play it? Isn't that wild? A game has a target audience and that audience will play the game? Ooh! It's almost like that is how gaming should be. Not everyone is gonna load up Ark Raiders and enjoy it. If they played Escape from Tarkov, maybe they'd love Ark Raiders. But if you came from playing Fortnite, maybe it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like, each to their own.
system is fine, just not that much of an improvement over a traditional gacha system. If you don't want to spend hours of your time on this though, the only alternative will be to pay up. But hey, a valid argument is that you won't have to risk random chances to save up for months just to not get what you want. If you put in the effort, you will get the character. However, there are people...
I love the idea of having, like, I don't know how you could ever criticize that. I genuinely don't know. How long have we been asking for these gacha companies to have an outright buy version of their characters? Just straight up outright buy. It's even like getting written into like European law that you have to give, like, here's how much it will cost to get this character. Like, we've been wanting this for so long. How is it something that we're kind of just brushing over and going, I don't know. It's been a big thing for transparency in predatory, like, gacha type games for so long. It's a huge movement. It's a huge deal to be that transparent about costing. And I think Duet Night Abyss, although I wish we got rid of like in-game currencies and premium currencies overall and just replace it with like a monetary value, that would be even better. It's a step in the right direction of transparency for how much things cost in these games.
That think otherwise. This is gonna sound insane, but gambling is really fun. There are people out there that play gacha games precisely because of the
oh my god, he's not gonna make the point that, like, because there's no gambler, it's a worse experience.
thrill. Think about how good it felt to land that 5-star in a single pull, while the rest of the plebeians had to go to pity for the same thing. Now that certainly was a highlight. I'm one to think that the no gacha option is still better than having one, though I feel as if DNA's approach may not be what some mobile gamers are looking for. So
sure, there are definitely going to be some people who like love the gambling, love the gambler, and won't like the fact that there isn't some.
Here's what I propose to be the true solution to the...
But I don't think we could say that it's like an overall negative thing. Like, bro, I feel like Psyche is kind of one of those people that's like, when we have gacha and 50-50 systems, it's like, this game would be better if it didn't have them. And then when a game doesn't have them, it's like, yeah, but some people would rather have them instead. I'm not saying that we need them, but some people would really... Pick a side! Pick a side! Pick a side! Pick a side! Pick a side, brother! Time to pick a side.
The no gacha problem. You still have daily missions and events that give out the gacha tokens at a controlled rate. However, when you go into the gacha screen, instead of seeing the 1 or 10 pull option, you just see a single button. 10,000 gems to get this character. No gambling here. If you click the button, you will get it. There's no ambiguity or 50-50 rate.
Oh my god. Bro, that's... I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I literally can't do this. I literally can't do this. I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. I can't. So we're saying it's the Duet Night Abyss system? Hey, go. What am I doing? What is this? Oh my god, there's no fucking way. I'm crying. There's actually no way. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's literally tears in my eyes. There's no way. I'm done, bro. I can't watch more of this video, man. There's no fucking way. It's almost as if in DNA it tells you, hey, 30 of these remembrance like clues, whatever, and you could unlock the character, guaranteed. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? You could just recruit them. You've got the currency. Recruit them right now, guaranteed. It's almost like that's what DNA is about. That is, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Hey guys. I'm really smart, and I'm going to tell you a really good solution on how to fix this, what I believe will solve everything. Just use Duet Night Abyss's system. But we're watching a video of you reviewing the Duet Night Abyss system, and you're saying that like because it doesn't have like gacha that people might be sad, and your response to that is, well, you should just have an option of the currency you could farm. You could immediately like recruit your 5-star that you want. Isn't that like what Duet Night Abyss is like about? You can just immediately recruit the character you want after farming them like straight away, or you can buy them for a very explicitly set amount of money. Meh. Meh. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was very informative. Thank you. What the fuck, bro?
Up chances. We retain the casual nature of gacha games while getting rid of the gambling aspect. If there's a gacha game willing to go this,
I can't just move on from that. I can't move on from that. I can't. I have to listen to that whole bit again.
though I feel as if though DNA's approach may not be what some mobile gamers are looking for. So
DNA's approach is not what some mobile gamers are looking for.
Here's what I propose to be the true.
So here is what he proposes to be the solution to fix the problem.
True solution to the no gacha problem. You still have daily missions and events that give out the gacha tokens at a controlled rate.
You can log in every day on Duet Night Abyss and get secret letter clues that you can then get to get the secret letters of the characters that you need to then grind for them. That still exists.
However, when you go into the gacha screen, instead of seeing the 1 or 10 poll option, you just see a single button.
And it's crazy, once you grind the currency, you can recruit them immediately! Whoa! Oh my fucking god. The only difference being, it's on the gacha summoning screen. Yeah, having no gacha whatsoever is so bad. Here's how to make it slightly like more gachified, but still, you know. Oh, I'm just like, I just maybe he thinks you'll get a dopamine hit when you click on recruit. It's the same thing as grinding for your character, that you can finally click the button that lets you get your like intron or your character or whatever it is.
10,000 gems to get this character. No gambling here. If you click the button, you will get it. There's no ambiguity or 50-50 rate up chances. We retain the casual nature of gacha games while getting rid of the gambling.
Bro, you
rate up chances.
Get the waifu PNG already button.
We retain the casual.
You have it right there. You're showing it. You're showing it. You're literally. Brother, did you edit this video? You're literally showing it. Or is your editor fucking you? Did you edit this video and you're just like, you're blind to what you're saying? Or like, is your editor actually like fucking you over right now? I'd like to think this is your editor screwing you over, showing this immediately afterwards. If you're editing this yourself, I have to think you're trolling. I have to think you're trolling. Like, I'm saying this, like, if, okay, I really don't mean to be a dick. If you're someone who your channel is about like reviewing games, reviewing free-to-play games and reviewing gachas, and you're doing stuff like this, I think you need to maybe take 1 or 2 extra days to think about what it is you're saying. This kind of just lowers your credibility as a reviewer to someone to take seriously when we make claims like this. Like I mean that. Like, if we're making claims like this and we want to be a reviewer, oh Cap, you're being so mean. Like, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to like criticize like this kind of stuff. This person is doing like a review of a game that other people. This guy has almost 100,000 subscribers. He has almost 100,000 subscribers. This video has 50,000 views. This is a video that's going to like. A lot of people are going to take at face value, and we're saying stuff like this? And we're supposed to take it seriously? Come on. Like, what? Like, this is why people say game journalism is, like, going down the drain. We can't even trust independent reviewers. Like, this, I feel like this has happened a number of times with Psyche at this point. I think he does good production, and his scripting is nice, and it's good, and I'm glad that he makes the content that he does. But when you say stuff like this, and sitting on the fence and going, oh, actually people want gacha in these non-gacha games, it's like, it really just lowers credibility, and I think that's a bit of a problem. I really think this is like not okay.
Nature of gacha games while getting rid of the gambling aspect. If there's a gacha game willing to go this route...
Oh no. Hi, Brax. Hello, Raiders. Hello. We're currently watching, we're reacting to No Gacha Save Problems. And I may or may not be having a moment. I may or may not be having a moment over this video. I'm you know, it's been a struggle. We literally just went over. I literally just went over the moment bro said this. Do you know how to make the game better? You could have an immediate recruit button once you've got all the currency that you need. Like, that doesn't fucking exist in the game already! Like, what am I listening to? I thought it was a psychosis. Same! What am I watching? Like, I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what bro is saying. And I'm gonna be honest, okay? When you have 100,000 subscribers and all your content is like reviewing free-to-play games or reviewing games like this, and you make statements like this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna think you're a bit silly, and I'm not going to trust your opinion on things when it comes to other games, when we're clearly making takes like this that make no fucking sense, and then to immediately get cucked by your editor.
If you click the button, you will get it. There's no ambiguity or 50-50
so hard
chances.
By his editor.
Retain the casual nature of...
I wish you could have an immediate recruit button, and then the literal next fucking take is like, there you go, 30 out of 30 remembrance. Right there. So if he edited this, you're a fucking moron. If your editor did this, you got cucked, and your editor is throwing you under the bus, because that is fucking crazy. That is wild. That is insane. Like, that's so crazy.
Gacha games while getting rid of the gambling aspect. If there's a gacha game willing to go this route, that'd be something I praise all day. Overall, I think DNA systems are fine. I think it does things differently enough that people will be giving it a...
I think the DNA systems are fine. But I wish they had a bit more gacha to them, you know? I wish they had a little bit more gacha to them, and I wish you could just, like, immediately recruit the people that you want. What do you mean by fine? What does that mean? What does fine mean, sir? Mr. Psyche, at this point, I would love for you to define what fine means in your world, because clearly everything you say that you wanted is there. So what does fine mean? And that's why I can't take this seriously, because terms are not being explained that should be explained. Like, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. We've got 7 minutes. Oh, we've got 7 minutes left. We've got 7 minutes left. Okay.
Fair shot. It's just not what I believe to be objective improvements over what gacha games have had in the past. Of course, that doesn't exactly mean gacha is taken out of the game for good. DNA is...
I wish Duet Night Abyss had like more gacha in its game. Anyway, guys, so gacha isn't completely removed from this game. Skins exist. Fucking shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me! Shoot me! I wish DNA had a bit more like gacha in their game, so like people would feel like that enjoyment. People would feel enjoyment from, you know, getting stuff. I wish Duet Night Abyss did that. Anyway, so gacha is completely removed from Duet Night Abyss. Oh!
Using a cosmetics-focused monetization approach. While there are many deals in the game accessories and full outfits, the upper echelon of the cosmetics goes to these gacha skins. I suspect it's something like this what happened, since the game still has to make some money somehow. This means they're gonna—
Trust me, like, yeah, people will, once people see how much the grind takes, there'll be a lot of people who will want to skip it by just buying weapons and characters. So that will happen. I used to also be one of those people that's like, you know, there's not that many cosmetics. I'm kind of worried about it. But the more that I grinded the game, it's like I could see why people might like want to skip it by buying a character or two or buying a weapon. And if enough people do that, that's already a lot of money. Plus the devs already kind of made statements being, hey, we understand you want more cosmetics in the game. We're going to be adding them. So that's going to be happening too to solve that issue. So I don't think this is also kind of like a non-issue, I feel anyway.
Gonna be a bit more stingy with the skins. As you can see, the rates are really not in your favor here. A 0.3% chance to land a premium cosmetic, and it's split into different rewards.
Oh no.
Now, when a gacha gets transferred to a skin gacha, then the value of it becomes a lot more subjective. After all, how much would you be willing to pay for this?
Well, okay, but you could also say that about like characters too. Some people like... namaste.
Some people absolutely don't care about skins. Some people play games because of them. Since the characters are farmable, this gives room for the
So if they want them, they'll get them. If they want them, they'll get them. Like, that's okay.
Developers to be as stingy as they want.
Not everybody wants skins in their game, so it's, you know, why do they have it there in the first place if not everybody wants them?
With the skins, and you really can't argue against it. If they wanted to make some $60 skins, some $200 skins, you know what I'm saying? Then they're kind of free to do so.
Sure.
You can bet that you won't be getting a lot of free pulls here. I would also like to point out that DNA is definitely not the first to have a skin gacha. There are numerous examples of older gachas that have had this approach. It just happens to be the first that's also a high budget release. Me personally, I don't have a problem with this, but that's mainly because I don't really care about cosmetics most of the time. There will be people that really want these skins, so the skin gacha really isn't something I can make a good objective judgment on. People often...
Also the thing, if you lose out to the skin, you get enough of the colored prisms anyway to just buy the skin from the shop if you want it. So it's like, if you hit gold, you can get the skin regardless, right? It's just how long it takes to get there. Which I think is a nice touch. The fact that you could just outright just get the skin with the currency that you missed out on is nice. That would be a nice thing to add into this, but I doubt he will.
What is considered as pay to win. How since it's just cosmetics, there's absolutely no paying involved. However, if your win condition is to have the coolest looking skins, well in that case, DNA will be pay to win, for you specifically. So we've talked about everything unique DNA has to offer, and I think the gacha-less character system, lack of stamina, and the cosmetics-based monetization are all mostly okay. I'm sure they will appeal to a certain fanbase that will support the game.
Bro, he's... Oh, it's such a fence-sitter take. It's like he's trying so hard to not just say an aspect of Duet Night Abyss is good. It's like we're trying to reach so far to make any kind of reason why you don't want to give the game its flowers. I don't understand that logic. It's okay. It's fine. Here I'm going to describe a system to you that basically resembles a system of Duet Night Abyss that I think it should incorporate it to make it good and solve the problem. You know, like, bro literally did the, like, oh, you know, well, here's my solution of how to make the game better when it's already implemented into the fucking game, and we're just gonna say, DNA is fine.
Because of it. However, I believe gotcha-less character system. So we've talked about everything unique DNA has to offer, and I think the gotcha-less character system, lack of stamina, and the cosmetic-based monetization are all mostly okay. I'm sure they will appeal to a
all mostly okay. It's just okay. If this is like just okay, what about any other gacha? It must be bad, right? Like, if there is a line on like a good practices where it comes to like characters and acquiring them, right? And you have a line of like really bad and like really good, and you're saying Duet Night Abyss is like just fine or okay. Every other gacha or every game ever must be in the bad category, right? So I expect this guy, whenever he reviews new free-to-play games or other gachas, he says all their gacha systems are shit. Because that's the scales here. Like, you have to say it's shit if you're saying Duet Night Abyss is just okay for its gacha monetization model. Are we being for real? Like, are we, like, okay.
Certain fan base that
this guy is a reviewer. This guy is a professional reviewer of games. Like, what am I watching? A fucking, like, Eurogamer article in, like, fucking speaking form? Is this IGN? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Maybe bro should get hired by IGN at this point. I said I wouldn't be mean, but, like, if you're being this fucking silly and this is your job, I'm just gonna say it. Sorry.
I will support the game because of it. However, I believe Duet Night Abyss suffers from one major issue.
He doesn't want to be a company bootlicker. He'd fit right in with IGN. He'd fit right in. I don't know why this was such a miss. I think, do you know what? If the dude just picked another character other than fucking Randy to main while playing this game, I think he might have more fun. I don't think he's fought a single enemy above level 40. He has not fought a single enemy above level 40 in this entire fucking, like, B-roll. Bro hasn't barely played the goddamn game. I'm not surprised he has, like, a negative reception to it, clearly. It's like, that's what I think. Actually, he doesn't like the game because he's been playing Randy. This is my crackhead theory, right? He played Randy the whole time, didn't play very much, didn't realize he had one of the shittest characters ever, actually had a bad time. But he knows that other people have been praising this game and said the monetization on the non-gacha system is actually really good. So it kind of balances out. So when he actually goes to his review, he goes, it's fine. It's okay. Because he has to, like, mask the fact he has a deep hatred for the game because he played fucking Randy. Randy ruined this man. No, he's a defense scaling character. Like, Randy ruined this fucking man. And he actually hates it, but he can't say he doesn't like the game because he knows a lot of people are like, actually, it's pretty good, and the gadget system and monetization system is actually a lot better than every other fucking game. But no, it's just okay. It's just okay. Like, Randy broke this man.
Something that's way harder to fix and something more ingrained in its systems. The gameplay is just kinda boring. I mean, I understand that there's all sorts of tricks and maneuvers you can do, except for the wake up. Something more ingrained in its systems. The gameplay is just kinda boring.
You're playing a character that sits on his You're playing Randy! You're literally playing the most boring character. Randy's literally is chat doing fuck all, and then we're making the critique of like, oh, sometimes it's boring. Fucking. Oh, this has to be a troll. I feel like I'm being trolled. Like I genuinely feel like I'm being like gaslit. I'm being gaslit watching this video. I'm being gaslit. I'm being fucking gaslit. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no fucking way. There's literally no way. Like, I refuse. I'm refusing to believe this. Like, I can't. I can't. It's 5 minutes left. Everyone told me, Cap, you should watch this video. It's really rage bait. You should watch this video. It's rage bait. And I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. I've avoided this entirely. They were right. They were right. This is, I've never felt so like triggered by a fucking review of a free-to-play game in my entire life. I genuinely feel pissed off. I'm like annoyed. I'm genuinely triggered at this point. Like,
I mean,
bro, his editor is like actually cucking him.
The gameplay is just kind of boring.
Bro, his editor is screwing him over so fucking bad. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I mean, I understand that there's all sorts of tricks and maneuvers you can do, except for the week I played this game, I just spammed live click and felt I was never challenged. I feel like there's no synergy between a
Bro's fighting against level 40 characters. This is like the most M-Tash take ever. That's what this is. That's bro's been talking to M-Tashed. That's why this review is so dog shit. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
character's kit and how you can express them. The different moves you can do just feel like different variations of the same attack. Because of how you can only on-field one character at a time, you can't do any elemental interactions or rotations with other characters in the party. I've also...
Yeah, it's not fucking Genshin, brother. The game's not fucking Genshin. Isn't that... wow.
This game doesn't have elemental reactions into it. I'm upset. Where's my elemental reactions in my free-to-play anime game? Where?
Read in the reports on the movement not feeling as smooth, but I'm assuming this is fixable. What's something that you cannot change is the very nature of the gameplay. I thought maybe they would have done something different.
Every time I unpause, bro says a statement that like blows my mind. What did he just say?
You cannot change is the very nature of the gameplay. I thought maybe they would have done something different apart from the early beta launch, but now that the game is out, it almost makes me think that they've dedicated most of the resources to revamping the progression system and left the gameplay design as is.
True. That's a fact. Since the beta, the most of the changes come from the progression system of characters. That's a true statement. And the combat is relatively the same from beta. Also true. As someone who played the beta, true.
I mean, in my eyes, the gameplay is the beating heart of the game. I can put up with a stingier system if the gameplay is good, but if it's not fun, then even the most generous gacha system can't save you. Now, I normally don't comment on the nature of gameplay since it makes no sense for me to argue that a 3D brawler is better than tower defense. In this case though, in the context of an action brawler, I feel like DNA just doesn't have much for me to chew on. Now, maybe there's something I'm not getting, but during my time playing, I just wiped the floor on every stage.
This is literally the most... Bro's doing a level 40 warden! With no one else on field. He's doing a level 40 warden with no one else on field. Yeah. Yeah, it would be easy. It's like me going into Woo and doing hologram, like, level fucking 1. Yeah, it's easy. This is... did he not watch the response to M-Tash's video? Maybe he should actually play the game. Am I crazy? If you're going to review a fucking game, you should actually play it first. He's not even including any content from, like, Immersive Theater or The Maze or anything like that. He's not brought it up once yet. Maybe he will. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. He doesn't do that. He doesn't actually talk about, okay, he doesn't talk about the game modes. And he's not talking about the game modes. He's not talking about the weeklies. He's not talking about the bounties. He's not talking about all the other stuff. He's fighting level 40. Bro, listen, if you're going to review a fucking a free-to-play any game, I expect you to play it enough to experience most of what the content has to offer so I could trust your opinion. I understand, okay, and you want to get your reviews out as quickly as possible, especially when other people start putting out theirs, right? But come on, like... This might... Oh, but Cap, it's a first impressions. It's a first impressions review. Everything in this video is being stated like it's a fact, backed along with like statements such as, I know a solution of how to make this thing better, and it's literally already implemented into the fucking game. First impressions, you were playing this fucking blind, clearly.
Spamming normal attacks on my ult ability, so I didn't see a reason to learn enemy attacks or adapt a different strategy. In other action brawlers, you have different team members meant to play their roles, and it's satisfying to pull off a tight rotation or see how your team comes
Bro's using this game.
together. Here though, everyone is just kind of expected to do damage, and it's not exactly creative how they do it. There's no opportunity for me to know that I'm doing something wrong. As long as you can maintain your character and weapon levels and get some decent demon wedges, you won't be in any danger.
Here's the thing, this guy hasn't played the game enough for him to make valid critiques of the game. That's how insane this is. If he wanted to critique it, he could, and there are valid reasons to do so, right? You want to talk about the actual usage of the weapon themselves, how they feel, how upgrading them and leveling them, how it maybe isn't exactly as a rewarding experience and gives you as much as leveling the characters or using their skills. He could actually talk about valid criticism of the games, but guess what? He hasn't played the game enough to understand what those problems are. Oh, but Cap, it's a first impressions review. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that it has first impressions in the fucking title when this is how we're like giving out this information. Because there are critiques to gameplay we could talk about and weapons. But he hasn't played the game enough. And it's a game reviewer. Oh god, okay.
Danger most of the time. My guess is that eventually some of the endgame content will be harder and more.
He had to take footage from someone else. He had to take footage from someone else.
Centered around co-op teams with distinct roles during the fight, so you have more interactable elements with other players and how you all come together to contribute.
I want interactable elements. I want interactable elements. Let's not talk about immersive theater where you actually have to like keep your element attributes in mind and have teams where they kind of like, you know, boost those attribute types. Let's not talk about that. That's actually in the game. If you even tried it for like, I don't know, an hour, you might get there and you would understand that you would need that and that exists in the game. But we don't want to play the game. We just want to get a review out and not actually play the game that we're reviewing.
Just change your playstyle quite drastically, with some even adjusting your movesets, though I never got too deep enough into the game to know if it truly matters that much. My own.
Then why are we talking about it? I'm getting trolled. This is a prank. This is a prank, right? This is like a troll. I didn't get that deep enough into the game to find out. Then why are you speaking on it? Why are you talking as if you know what's happening? Why are we talking as if we know? Yeah, he didn't dig deep into fucking anything. I don't get videos like this, man. I'm just pissed off. I feel like I'm being way too much at this point. But I'm genuinely dumbfounded by this. I did not expect this from Psyche.
My own prediction is that the game will do well enough to garner and maintain a player base. I don't think it's
How would you know? How would you know when you haven't played the fucking game, essentially?
to reach the upper echelon of gacha gaming revenues, and I predict that not a lot of games will follow suit what DNA is doing. I'm sorry to say it, I highly respect Pan Studios' decision to remove the character gacha, but let's not kid ourselves. Skins are just not as profitable as trying to capture whales with...
That does... Okay, so revenue equals if a game is good or not? Is that what he's basing the goodness of the game? Whether or not it generates X amount of revenue. As we all know, more revenue equals better game. Everybody knows that's a bullshit fucking like take. So why are we using it here? I don't get it.
Dupes and signature weapons. The current models of traditional stamina and gacha systems work so well that I really think there's just no point of taking the risk of going the gacha skin route for a lot of developers. No, I don't think Duet Night Abyss will kill gacha games or reform them to a great extent. The impact of the decision to remove stamina and character gacha will be fairly minimal in the grand scheme of things.
So you're basing, it's like he's basing the worth of Duet Night Abyss because it isn't going to be this revolutionary game that influences so many others in the future. It doesn't change, if it doesn't change the whole landscape of gacha, it's just an okay, fine game. That's how it comes across. Unless this game is revolutionary and changes the landscape forever on gaming, it's just relegated to like fine or okay. That's not how we base games. That's not how we review games. That's not how we judge games, ever.
Honest gameplay is something that's a bit more subjective, though I feel this is a much harder problem to tackle than performance.
If I see Randy one more fucking time, I swear to God.
Or game economy issues. This is my main concern when playing the game, and for me, it leaves a lot to be desired.
I would too if I was playing that fucking blonde-haired freak.
If you ask me how Duet Night Abyss will perform in the long run, I think it will do just fine. Maybe not to the extent of the other giants in the industry, but for a new studio, I would...
This is like, oh, Claire Obscura's only like $20 fucking dollars. Yeah, I'm really worried about this. I don't know if this is a good idea if it's only $20. Fuck the fact that like it means so many more people can play the game and enjoy it and have a good time. It's only it's not good. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's a...
It's pretty solid overall. I think the music, the story, and the general quality should be praised for a studio's first real attempt at a large title. I think the innovations to go the gacha-less route and removing the stamina system are fine. They're not
fine. They're fine. But my solution was even better, even though it's the exact same thing they do in the game anyway.
Not what I consider to be the ideal solutions to the problem they're meant to be addressing.
No, they are, because you literally said it word for word. You said it word for word, so...
But it's different enough that people will find interest in it. It just depends how this will all pan out in the long term. The monetization is mainly cosmetics based, and they're going to get a little stingy on that. Why
did he never mention Warframe and how successful that game has been? Like, if we're actually doing our job as a reviewer, we could compare it to other games that are similar in like genre and like monetization. Why have we not spoken about like the biggest like grind game like basically ever? And compare it and see where the ceiling is for success. That's what you do. You look at like as someone who's worked in marketing for like 5 fucking years as a consultant, right? One of the things you do is you look at your fucking competition and you could be like, okay, what's their revenue ceiling? What is our biggest competition and what's their fucking revenue ceiling? How much fucking money do they make? And you can use that as like goals, and you can use that for a bunch of other analysis. Why was that not mentioned like even fucking once? Like not once in this entire thing.
Biggest gripe right now is the lack of interactivity in the gameplay.
Counter-Strike, yeah, Valorant, Overwatch, like all those games that skins, Fortnite, emotes, like come on, what are we saying?
And this will be a
only like again, he's missing a point, a valid critique. He's missing a valid critique that he could make. Rather than arguing on like the company standpoint that he's doing of like generating revenue, he could be like, hey, if this game wants to be like even like more successful and have more of a chance, they need to incorporate co-op better into their game, or make the co-op experience in like the open leveled areas even better, so you can interact with people to show off your skins, make it less laggy, make it less buggy, because even now it's still kind of buggy sometimes. We all know that co-op or being in someone else's world can be a bit iffy sometimes. Making that experience a lot better so people have a reason to show off their cosmetics and have more reason to buy them. That's a good critique to put into this video. But he's not mentioned it once. Like, I don't... there are good points for him to make. He's just missed every single one of them.
much bigger issue to handle than the other items on the list. And even though it might not be for me, I can see how the game can have an addictive grind for the right players. And this is a game I overall would have no problems recommending to others to try. This is gonna be one of those games I'll check back in a year to see how well it's doing. When I first heard the news that DNA was removing the gacha, I thought this might have actually been a turning point in the genre. And when other studios see the success it's getting from this decision, they'd follow suit. Now though, I look at the game and think, yeah, I guess that's also another way to monetize the game. Sure, why not? Games will always ask.
He saw that you're able to grind all the characters for free pretty quickly. And his response is like, it's another way to monetize the game. When you can grind them for free quickly and doesn't take that long, like genuinely at all. And his thought was, it's just another way to monetize, you know, XP boosts and books and 200% commission returns and 80%, and it's another way to like monetize. Brother, you can get the characters for free! Actually! And you're... I don't have the energy to like be mad anymore. I actually just don't have the energy to be mad anymore. Like, oh, this is bad.
For a lot of your time or money, and I can see that DNA just happened to choose the former. Thank you for tuning into this first impressions review of Duet Night Abyss. Let me know what you think of the game down below. If you want to catch more gacha reviews and analysis like this, you know what to do. If you also want to catch more opinionated, informal, and casual discussions on gacha games as well, feel free to follow me on my second channel. Once again, I appreciate you for watching. Be sure to spend moderately and have fun out there.
Yeah, I really don't mean to be a dick. This is one of the worst reviews of like a free-to-play game I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, I genuinely, I'm just being honest. This is one of the worst I've seen. I have no words. And it's High Legions. It's so fucking bad. Here's my critical feedback to Psyche. I don't mean to be a dick, okay? But like I said, if you are someone who your job is, you know, you don't want to be a reviewer for IGN or anything like that. You want to be independent reviewer. Don't fucking act like one of the IGN fucking journalists. I felt like I was watching an IGN video. You didn't even play the game you're reviewing. You didn't even play the game you were reviewing, and I'd recommend at least doing that to a certain extent, even if it's a first impressions. This won't save you, unfortunately. It's just a first impressions video. You can't be... That's not... he was speaking as though things were factual throughout the whole thing. Putting it in your title doesn't save you, like I think you're trying to do. Right? You have 100,000 subscribers. This has almost 50,000 views. It's a sponsored video. That doesn't really particularly matter. But like, come on. You have to at least like try. You have to at least like play the games you're trying to review. People, you have made good videos. You have made objectively really good videos on other gachas, other free-to-play games. But your foot was not on the gas with this one. And in fact, I think it's kind of harmful to the game for no particular, like, because of your sheer lack of, like, willing to understand a system. You are putting out misinformation about a game or putting out takes or opinions formed on I don't fucking know what. And I just don't think that's particularly a helpful thing to do. So maybe we should check before we make videos like this. I'm saying this out of kindness. I'm not saying this out of like being mean-spirited. But God, that was fucking shit. Maybe play the game a bit more and try again, and then we'll see. You know, like I really just can't believe that we're talking about you can like i6 a fucking character in a day if you wanted to, and our response to that is like, oh, it's just fine. Clearly, you just fucking hated your experience because you decided to main Randy for the whole fucking thing. I'm gonna be fair about something, right? I'm just looking through the comments, and obviously everyone agrees that this video is whatever. Gacha has ruined this man's brain, whatever. Here's the problem I think this video has. I think Psyche knows that like the monetization systems like are good, but he's seeing it from the perspective of like the actual like company itself, and it's like not the most optimal way for them to make money, rather than what's good for player experience. And I think people in the comments and people watching are going to think, oh, he just hates the monetization model. But I think he's trying to like see this from that perspective of like a company side and revenue side, when really what matters is the player experience. And I think that's the wrong way to go about this review when you don't do that for other games. It's all about player experience. So why are we shifting our bias to be on that corporate side now for this game, but every other game it's about player experience? I think that's the problem. I don't think he's doing it intentionally. I think he's doing it to try and sound reasonable, to try and seem like he doesn't want to like shill a game maybe. I don't know what the reasoning is why he's doing it like that. But if I had to guess, that's probably why. Because I don't think he's brain rotted by gacha. I just think he got too deep into that train of thought. I think maybe he got tunnel visioned on an idea or from being this on the studio's point of view and revenue. And when he was writing out this review, he tunnel visioned into that without seeing people care about the player experience the most. I think he just missed that point. That's what I feel. I think he just literally missed what's most important when it comes to a game. But that's how I feel about it anyway. So yeah, that's kind of my take. So, you know what to do, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. No hate. I don't want this to be a hate thing for Psyche. But that was a pretty bad video. That was a pretty bad fucking video. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.